When it comes to base makeup, I've always wondered if brushes apply the base better or sponges apply the base better. So we're gonna find out. I already went in with my face primer. Mind you, there's no filter on, so we're gonna get the full effect today. Next is the foundation. I'm just gonna blend this side out with a brush. Now I'm gonna go in with a wet beauty sponge and blend out the other side. On this side, you can still see a little bit of my natural skin underneath, my freckles, obviously some of my acne scars. And then on this side, it's a lot more full coverage, so you're really not seeing any of that natural skin underneath. For the concealer, I expect the same thing to happen as it did with the foundation, and that is just to say that it's gonna have a little bit more full coverage than on the side with the sponge. For the sponge side, I'm gonna use that same wet beauty sponge, but on the pointy tip so I can be a little more precise with it. I think that using a sponge makes it a little bit more blended out, whereas on the brush side, it's definitely got a lot more coverage, but it's just less seamless. For the cream contour, I'm gonna go in with a sponge, and I don't know which one I'm gonna prefer, honestly. It blends out a lot quicker than it does a brush, and it honestly looks really good. Okay, for this side, I'm just blending it out with the brush again. I just love blending my bronzer out with the blush. Like, this is just so more like full coverage and like intentional with the placement, whereas the sponge can kind of go everywhere, you see? This is more like... So for the blush, I really think I'm gonna prefer using a brush just because I feel like the sponge just absorbs way too much of the pigment. Okay, so watch. It blends out very nicely, don't get me wrong, but where did the blush go? Like, where did it go? Okay, now watch this. When I blend this out with the brush, the pigment is still there, guys. We're literally just diffusing the edges to make it look more seamless. Oh, and for that reason, I think the brush has my heart. When I bake my under eyes, I go back and forth every time. Like, I just don't have a preference, so let's see if I change my mind. I like the control you have with the sponge just because you can really diffuse out those edges. Like, that looks good. And there's no harsh lines. I really go back and forth as to if I really like to apply my setting powder with a brush or not. I also get so afraid with a brush that I'm gonna have flashback. Look at that. That would not be good. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. This is the sponge side. This is the brush side. In my humble opinion, I think that if you're going for a lighter look, more diffused, more natural per se, I would use the sponge side. But if you want to be more intentional with where you put your product and how it shapes your face, I'm pro brush. Honestly, I think that they both look good, but there's definitely like a difference. More kind of like blended together. I think this one looks better. I don't know, guys. I think brush wins, but I really can't tell. Let me know what you think in the comments. Love you guys.